What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Spill the Beans podcast.
Happy Friday, guys. I hope you're having a good Friday so far. I hope you're having a good January so far. We're almost done and out. You know, I was looking today and I was like, oh, Franco turns 1 year old this weekend. Bro, we still have 2 more weeks of January left. That's
January's
crazy.
Freaking long.
It is so long. And at first I was like, no, it's not that long. But dude, yeah, it's really long. I thought last year was long because I was waiting to give birth. But this year it's still the same. So I was like, no, January's just a year long.
I thought having his birthday in January was going to make January like more fun. But since it's at the very end of the month, it's still like longer now.
Yeah, I'm so excited for his birthday. We have a couple plans for it, guys, but I'm excited. You guys better go subscribe to J&J and Blanca J to see what the heck we're going to do.
Yeah, guys, we kind of been neglecting, especially J&J for a while now, just because, you know, we're kind of getting into a new routine. We don't really want to post without having a routine yet. That way we can bring you guys along and we kind of know how we're going to vlog the day.
Yeah, that's exciting. But do you want to go ahead and start with the weather?
Dallas, you guys look like 64 degrees, partially cloudy, not freaking bad. That sounds right about perfect. Phoenix, Friday, 55 degrees. Ooh, partially cloudy. I think it's going to be one of those Fridays, guys. Partially cloudy all over the country. And Friday for Colorado, 30 degrees, 30% chance of freaking snow.
Snow?
So make sure, guys, if you live in Denver, make sure you warm up your car and you dress warm because by the nighttime se puede poner medio cabrón. Okay, we go to Tampa in honor. Dude, it never wants to work, but it wants to work during weather. Stupid Google. Anyways, or maybe the lights went off. I'm traumatized, guys, with the power going out. Anyways, Detroit. Where am I in Detroit? Tampa, in honor of the playoffs. We said Friday, 75 degrees, partially cloudy as well. Okay, cloudy all over the world. El Paso looks like Friday, 61, sunny. Okay, El Paso's the only one that came through with the sun. And lastly, LA. Did I already do LA?
I don't think so.
Sunny, 62 degrees. Looks great.
Jeez, good luck to everybody with the coldness. I know when it gets cloudy, I get depressed. Well, more.
Really?
You know?
I like cloudy.
I hate cloudy. But anyways, guys, Jonathan did say shout out to Tampa for the playoffs. Do you want to tell them what you bet?
Guys, I freaking bet my compadre Luis. He's a Cowboys fan, and well, obviously I'm a Tampa fan, and they played tonight, and we did a little bet. At first, I wanted to do money, but he's like, nah, money, like, you know, it's not as like challenging in terms of like he wanted something embarrassing. So if I win, since it's like cowboys, like cowgirls, he has to put his shirt like those, like, what's the word I'm looking for?
You just have to tie it, like, kind of wear a crop top. Like, you have to make a makeshift crop top.
Like, if you guys seen The Longest Yard, the gay cheerleaders. Like so that, like that, and then he has to say, like, what does he have to say?
I'm a cowgirl.
Oh, yeah, I'm a cowgirl or something like that. And then if I lose, if the Cowboys win, I got to wear the Cowboys jersey and I got to kiss the logo and say that I'm a freaking Cowboys fan. So either way, it's a lose-lose for like whoever. It's going to be freaking funny. It's
going to be funny. So we're actually doing that tonight. Another update, guys, is that I freaking cut 5 inches off of my hair.
Damn, babe. You want to talk about that?
No, I don't. Because I feel like my shockness comes in waves. Like, I'll be good for a good amount of the day, and then it goes time to do my hair, to take a picture, to do something. I'm like, dude, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah.
But honestly, I mean, like, it was a good change. And the way that my hairstylist explained it, she's like, to be honest, like, hair carries a lot of trauma, so you probably cut off hair that has been with you for the last 10 years. She's like, so maybe you just needed to go, you know, like, you need to start over,
hair
start fresh.
Carries trauma?
It could carry trauma.
Like, it's just is that a hairstylist thing, or
maybe
is that an actual scientific thing?
I don't know. Should we check?
Maybe we should.
Yeah, but she
check right now
explained it like that, and I think it was like a shocking change for me, but I think I'm doing good. I mean, I'm learning how to style it. It's easier, faster. My legging curls still work. I remember the day after I woke up, I texted Noemi. I was like, I put in my legging curls last night. If they do not come out good, then that's a sign that I fucked up. And I took my legging curls off, and guess what, girly? It was a voluptuous, beautiful curls. And that's when I was like, okay, maybe it's not that bad. And honestly, I was kind of scared to put it on Instagram because I was like, if I feel like, oh no, my long hair, I didn't want other people to be like, oh my God, why did you do that? Blah, blah, blah. So it took me like 3 days to post it on Instagram. But once I did, like all of the feedback was so good on TikTok and Instagram. I don't think I got a bad comment. The only like,
It's just
they
you,
weren't,
babe.
I
You look
know
hot.
there weren't bad comments. They were all like, oh my gosh, I loved your long hair, but I love this hair now. Like, you needed this change. She's like, they're like, long hair is so out of style or whatever. I'm like, I know you guys are just trying to make me feel good about myself. But yeah, guys, that was a huge update that happened this week. That was crazy.
Yeah, I looked it up, guys, and it says that actual like trauma is not like obviously in your hair follicles,
Right.
but there is studies that prove that when, for example, when girls cut their hair after a breakup, that it does help with the emotions and feeling more in control and like redefining your identity. So studies do show that cutting your hair does help your well-being for trauma, but not actual like I'm gonna cut it and then it's like magically goes away.
No, I saw a girl comment on my TikTok. She's like, it was a quote. She's like, a girl that cuts her hair is about to change her life. And that's what I was talking about on my TikTok, or I don't know where I said it, but like with everything going on behind the scenes, I feel like I don't have control on anything.
Yeah.
So I was like, I have control of this, like I have control to change my hair, to cut my hair, to dye my hair. So when I booked the appointment, I was like, fuck it, like I think I'm gonna chop it off.
Babe.
And the night
Go
before,
shorter.
hell no, actually, babe, after she cut the 5 inches, I was like, dude, just fucking cut it up to my chin at this point.
Why didn't you?
Because I pussied out. I was scared.
You should have.
But yeah, guys, that was the update. It might not be a huge change or a huge deal to other people, but to me, it was pretty big.
Why did girls' hair grow so slow?
And I wish I knew that.
You think the
answer.
more you cut it, the faster it would grow like men's hair?
Yes.
Maybe that's why
the
our
more
hair
you
grows.
trim it.
Yeah,
And
so
a lot of girls are scared to cut it. And I told Noemi, I was like, I'm going to start taking my prenatals again because that helped me a lot with my hair growth, but it makes you fertile, like way more fertile.
Oh, shit.
So I was like, maybe, like either I start taking them and I'm really super good on track with my tracking, or I just don't take prenatals and just let my hair grow out as whatever,
Yeah, guys, another thing a lot of you guys called me out for. I freaking know I blink a lot, guys. Yeah, I've had this since I was little, like in elementary school. Yes, is it because of glasses? No, I've had glasses and I wear them and I still blink a lot. It's more like like I don't know. Maybe I do need to go to the doctor because it's like an uncomfort. Like I feel like there's something in the back of my eyes and it just causes me to blink. But I also met this other girl when I was elementary. Like she blinked a lot too. I have another friend that blinks a lot, and it's not like I can't see, like I'm blind, like I can see. I do need glasses, but like when I put my glasses on, I see like in HD. Right now I see like 1080, So I don't think I need glasses, like I'm blind, but yeah, just wanted to throw out that because I know I hate when people like do something and just because they're used to it, it's not annoying for the rest of, like, I know it's annoying, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I can't control it. It's not like I'm purposely blinking or.
I've never like noticed that about you.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I feel
it's
like
kind of
it's
annoying.
something I would have noticed.
It comes in waves. I feel like it's either allergies or just the season, like it's starting to get like we're going into spring. And because obviously a lot of you guys have never commented it until last podcast and last podcast, and and then I looked at the podcast and I was like, oh shit, si me pasé, like I was blinking a lot.
I've never noticed
it comes
that.
in waves. Sometimes I won't blink the whole podcast, but but some like right now I do feel it, so I want to apologize in advance. Because it is annoying.
That's so sad that you can't change that though. Well, maybe you could.
Like, I don't know. Maybe like I have to think about it. That's why I'm thinking about it right now. Like, don't blink that much.
What?
But it's not like crazy. An insecurity. I know it's annoying, because I don't like when people cough a lot.
Oh my, coughing is a pet peeve though. Coughing is kind of an ick, don't you think?
Yeah, my mom coughs a lot. And one time I told her, I was like, Mom, like, she's like, I can't control it. I can't. You think I want to cough? I was like, no, but it's annoying. It makes me mad. Like, you don't got to go all extra like that,
Like when I'm coughing, you're like, seriously, babe?
Like, but when I cough, because I got to let it out, you also get annoyed.
No, but because you cough like crazy.
Because I don't like to do those pussy like every 5 minutes, like, I like to just get it all out. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right, guys, let's get into this podcast.
Yeah, guys.
The first thing I want to address, babe, before we start is the last podcast.
Yeah, babe. I think you owe someone an apology.
You?
No, I don't know.
So I mean, I get it. Like, yeah, I was not,
Yeah.
like, I was gone. Like,
Yeah.
you could, people were like, there's no life in her eyes. I'm like, that's so dramatic, but it was. Like, I think that.
Some people are super sensitive to bad energy.
Yeah.
Some people are like, I can't finish it.
Yeah. And I mean, I understand. And I even watched the podcast. I was like, oh my, like, get her out of there.
It was
girl.
just a
like,
bad, like, the power went out.
It was a bad
So
week.
on top of your mood, like, it was the shitty quality.
Terrible. The podcast was good.
Even though
like,
the
talk,
stuff we talked about was
so
so good, and I'm happy and thankful for those that decided to stay. But
yeah, and I did look. I was down bad, guys. Last week was probably one of the hardest weeks of my fucking life. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was really struggling, and I did want to address the comments because some of you guys were like super kind and oh, we get it. Like we've never seen you like this, and it's true because as I told Jonathan, I've never been like this. You know, like I've gone through seasonal depression, but I've never gone through like, I don't know. I think when I go through seasonal depression, I don't have a reason to be depressed. And like what I'm going through, I feel like I'm not depressed in a sense, but it's like a reason to be overthinking and sad, you know? So
but also, like, let me address something. And I think it's super fucked up. Like, a lot of people are like, girl, like, you should have just taken the week off. Maybe you shouldn't have posted it. That's fucked up. That's shady of you, whoever said that. Because what? You just deserve the best of us every week. You just expect us to be happy and cheerful and perfect for you every week. Yeah, it's just so you can enjoy your podcast. Like, yeah, we can't show you like being vulnerable, or being sad.
Exactly. And if we're not, then they're like, you guys aren't even relatable. Like, you're not vulnerable. So I was like, what? There's no win. And another thing is like, there's so many people that suffer with depression in this world, and they just don't show up to work. Like, I gotta show up. I gotta show up for you. I gotta show up for my son. Like, I have to show up, and I have to be. Yeah, imagine. I have to work.
I don't know. Brands that you work with, hey, I'm sad.
Hey, sorry, I'm depressed. I can't turn this in.
Yeah, no, they'll be like, what the fuck? You want an extension? They would be like,
hey, do you want a week? Like, you know, like, I still have to do it. I still have to show up. So the fact that people were like, you should have just, like, taken the day off.
That's stupid.
A lot of people can't even afford to take a day off, you know, and I didn't want to. I mean, it's not like I'm going to just go MIA and not talk to you guys. So the fact, I mean, that was really vulnerable, and that was a pretty deep podcast, I would say, but I was still there. Like, my thoughts and my everything was still, I meant everything that I said. You know, my energy was just off, because that's just what happens sometimes. You're never gonna just be happy and nonchalant about things, you know. So I do want to talk about that because and then also another comments like, oh, I feel like a lot of people are putting it on you, like, oh, you're this and that, like saying in the comments. The crazy thing here is that you guys don't I mean, it does go kind of unnoticed because we obviously don't post when we're like going through something, but literally I had to show up to the podcast, period. That's it. Like, I didn't have to do anything else that day, and even for the last week, when I was really going through it, guys, I didn't have to cook for myself. I didn't have to clean. I would literally, if I cooked for myself breakfast, because Jonathan was at the gym, I didn't have it in me to like be everything that I am, like cleaning, cooking, taking care of Franco. So my main focus was showing up for Franco because he needs me. Like, I can't just not get out of bed. So it's like, Jonathan picked up the house, he cleaned, he washed the dishes. You did everything last week. Like, I wasn't present in a housewife sense. So I just wanted to address that too, because I feel like when people see something online, if we post something online and then you just start being like, oh, it's probably Jonathan's fault, you know, like that's so shitty for people to just assume, you know, and that's why I wanted to say it, because when they don't see the behind the scenes where you're literally doing everything for me and I'm not doing shit, you know, like I was just going through it that week. So I just wanted to say that, guys, and address that, because I get that a lot of husbands might be unsupportive. Like, I'm really blessed, but don't just think that because of your experiences or the things that you know, that husbands aren't like machistas and they don't support you and they don't clean and they don't cook. Like, don't, just because of that, don't project that onto other people. You know?
Don't project your own. So when you comment something mean, like, I don't take it as like, oh wow, they're being mean. I'm like, oh look, she basically just said her own insecurities. So when you post something like hateful or something like mean, we don't see it. Like, influencers have like really, I know a lot because I talk to my friends, we've kind of switched it to like, oh, it's not about me, like this comment ain't about me, girl. Like, it's about you. You're like exposing yourself. Like, oh my god, Jonathan, like, I don't know, maybe I didn't really see the comments on the last podcast, but like, oh my god, Jonathan probably did I'm like, you're literally just describing either your baby daddy because you're not with him, or two, your shitty husband, you know what I mean? So don't like don't make your little conspiracy, your little fantasy fan fiction shit, you know?
Yeah, and I did. And the reason I wanted to bring that up is because us as women, like honestly, as a mom especially, you're used to doing it all, you know, and it comes naturally to you. It's your mom instinct, your motherly instinct. So it makes me sad that if you're a mom, even if you're a stay-at-home mom and you don't work but you take care of your kids, you cook, you clean, like your husband still has to be supportive of you, even if he gets home after a 12-hour shift and he's tired as hell, you know, like he still has to be supportive of you. And I feel like a lot of people have that insecurity, and that's why they project that onto us.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, oh, Jonathan's probably not supporting her, or they're probably, you know. So it's like, don't. If that was happening, like we probably wouldn't be posting anything online.
Yeah.
You know, in a sense. But anyways, that's what I wanted to say, guys. I do apologize for my energy being off last podcast. That was crazy. Like you could literally see me going through it. But I'm back. I mean, some days are harder than others for sure. But I think today's a good day.
And I mean, like, yeah, people just don't like, it could be the craziest shit. Like people just narrow it down to relationship problems or kid problems, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like they don't even like have an idea of like all the other shit that could be happening, you know, just because they're not used to it or could happen to them.
But that was only a couple of comments. Like I did want to say almost all the comments on there were so supportive.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we can tell you're going through it. Sending you a big hug. So thank you guys for that. That was really sweet.
Appreciate you guys. Anyways, babe, so we decided to go through the emails again because I feel like with every, you know, it's a new year, new fresh start. So let's go through some emails because there is some that we always miss, guys. So we're going to crack open the good old email, spill the beans, JJ. Don't forget the JJ at gmail.com, guys. Or if you want to submit through Instagram, Spill the Beans podcast on Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's Spill the Beans JJ podcast.
No, Spill the Beans JJ. It's not a podcast.
Not a podcast.
Yeah. You can submit through DM or through the email, guys. Regardless, you're going to be anonymous. Yeah.
And if you guys don't know about our new channel art or our Spotify art, or what's it called? Go on Spotify and check us out. Also, just throwing it in there, you get the episode one day early if you wanna know what the vibes are, what the tea is, you know. But anyways, let's get started. This one's a really short email because it's just a question that they really want us to answer. So it says, "Is watching porn cheating?" And I wanted to ask you because you're a male, like
yeah,
you know. So let us know. Let us know your thoughts.
Is porn cheating?
Watching porn.
Oh,
or doing porn.
I think. It's because so for me, I think it's because I don't know. It's because I'm not insecure like that, or not that insecure. I'm just respectful like that. So for me, like I wouldn't want you to do it or not. How do I explain it? Yeah, a short answer, yes. I think it is.
Yeah.
Short answer, yes. Like not going into here, there. But I know people that do it, like they're both consensual about it, and it works for them. So whatever. So just talk to your spouse.
Yeah. Honestly, it always comes down to what you think, you know, because there's a difference. I've heard podcasts where they dive into it like, well, are you watching it? But I know that you're watching it. Or are you watching it behind my back? Or are we watching it together? I think for the most part, in my opinion, my humble opinion, I don't really think that porn is healthy in relationships or in marriages, I would say.
That's what I was trying to explain. I don't think porn is healthy regardless. In any shape, even if you're a single dude living in a single apartment, bachelor, you can do whatever the fuck you want. I think porn is the most hurtful thing for a man and woman.
Yeah, so I don't think that it's healthy. I also think more than cheating, it's really disrespectful to your spouse. I mean, even Jonathan and I sometimes kid when there's like, we're watching a rated R movie and like there comes parts where they're having sex. We're like, babe, what are you watching? You know?
But I'm also like, that's the part that you read my mind. Like when you and Gabby like were watching stuff, like because she wanted to show you a show. I'm not also like insecure, like turn that shit off. Yeah. Don't watch it. Yeah. No, like if it pops up like here and there.
Right.
You know,
it's not like, but the act of like searching up, porn or OnlyFans or stuff like that, or even that's what I was saying. So like in a way, I mean, you can't really stay away from sex scenes on rated R movies, right? So in that sense, we're just like, babe, haha, like why are you watching that? You know, cover your eyes. But if I ever found out, I would say if I ever found out that Jonathan was watching porn, I would I would be like, you're cheating on me. Like, what? That's so disrespectful, you know?
Uh-huh.
Because I feel like aside from cheating, disrespectful, like you would make me feel so insecure. And I just feel for the women that feel that way, you know? So, yeah, in a sense, to answer your question, girl, we do believe that porn is cheating, but we know that in other relationships it works out. So,
yeah, I think you need to talk it out. Like, obviously, like if you sent this question, it bothers you, you know? So at the end of the day, like there's plenty of fish in the sea. So you can find someone, either your man can find someone that doesn't think porn is bad, and you can find yourself someone that like, I was gonna say like me, but like not like me, but like thinks like me that porn is bad. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, guys, like my TikTok, sometimes I'll watch like one TikTok and you know how the next 10 are like about the same thing. Like how porn is like ruining like young men, you know, because first of all, the standards it sets for like a real intimacy is like crazy. Like no girl like actually wants you to do to her like what, like obviously there's freaks, you know, whatever, like that's you. But like men are so like it projects a false sense of like intimacy. It projects it kills your testosterone. It kills all these things, you know. So your confidence, like, you know. So
well, it also sets up false expectations.
Yeah,
like you might go into having sex with your partner for the first time and you think it's gonna be this fantasy when it's like it could be awkward. It could be, you know, because you don't know. So yeah, in a way, it's pretty bad for your mental health.
And like spiritually, I mean, like you know, whether you're religious or not, but like still like giving yourself up, like, you know, you're releasing like what's that thing called when you like orgasm, like endorphins.
Is it endorphins?
Endorphins, yeah, you're releasing that. So people, that's how they become addicted to, like, just how you become addicted to drugs. They become addicted to porn because that releases every time they masturbate. Yeah, I know a lot about it because of these TikToks, because of Christian influencers, like TikTokers, and they're saying like it's just really bad. In the long run, it's bad, you know.
Yeah. Well, and I've heard a lot of stories of people that were once addicted, or they didn't think they were addicted, but they come out of it and they're like, holy shit, that was so bad.
Because
you know?
like I saw this other guy, he used to be a porn star. It's a dude, but now he's like Christian and he flipped his life. He's like, it's called porn actor because they're actors. If it was like real shit, like then it would be called like something else, but they're acting. So the moaning, the positions, the way like things, whatever, it's acting. It's like a for your mind, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's not a real sense of like intimacy, you know?
Yeah, and even I think that with OnlyFans becoming so popular these last couple of years, it has also been damaging a lot of girls, a lot of young girls. Even you hear a lot about a porn star that when they're already in their 30s, they regret being a porn star when they were 18, you know? So it's like, it sucks that OnlyFans is what it is now, because I mean, there's people that get their bag with feet pictures, or even OnlyFans isn't porn. It's basically just for your OnlyFans. Like it's exclusive content. So the fact that girls like just started going on there and like doing OnlyFans and getting a lot of money, it like makes sense and it works for a certain while. But I've just heard of so many horror stories of like when they're 30 and then all of this pops up and then there's people that screenshot, you know? So it's like, how I know that these big like OnlyFans girls, because I've heard their podcast, I know that they have a team that, because you know, like on Reddit, they were saying that on Reddit they can leak like parts of your OnlyFans.
Girl from Christian was saying that.
Yeah, oh yeah, I heard that with you. So I guess they have a team that goes and like fights it and like, you know, like ¿cómo se dice?
Like
Reports it.
Takes it down.
Yeah, but what about all of these other people that don't have a team like that? You know, you know what I heard the other day, babe, on TikTok? This girl was saying that she did OnlyFans, right? She has a team. She's like, I film my content and I send it over to my team for them to edit it, and then they post it on OnlyFans. So then she said that what happened was that on OnlyFans she doesn't show her titties, like she doesn't show her nipples, right? So it's just like cleavage basically. So she said that in one video they like, I think her team sent it over for her to review it, but she didn't like, she's like, okay, like whatever, upload it, it's fine. So I guess that in that in the video that they uploaded, no, they didn't upload it to OnlyFans, they sent it through a message to like a bunch of like subscribers, I guess. So I guess that for a split second you see her when she reaches to like push record and se le ve like her whole boobs. And she's like, it obviously took them a while to take it down, but like all these guys already saw it, you know, like it already went to their private messages.
Damn.
Isn't that fucking
And they were
crazy?
also talking about like, I love listening to these because you do like, you slowly see because when a girl first opens her OnlyFans, it's like, I'm a bad bitch. They start posting their bank account, the 0.0000%. They think they're so bad. And then it sets like, okay, like my money's starting to go down because my guys are realizing that I post the same thing. Maybe just if they didn't show any nudity before, okay, just my boobs. Okay, then the boobs, okay, guys are bored again. They're losing money. You already accustomed yourself to this like Mercedes and these houses and Airbnbs and all the fancy food. So they're like, okay, I'll show my vagina, like, and then boom, before you know it, they're full on porn stars. And then it sets in like, shit, like I should have never gotten into this, like all these videos. And then at the end of the day, guys, we're experiencing, like you said, like a new wave. It's so new that we still haven't seen the back end repercussions. Everyone jokes around, right? Like the memes, like, oh, Lana, you know how Lana Rhoades had a kid? Like, oh my God, Lana Rhoades' baby when he goes to school and he tries to roast a kid, because he's wearing something. It's like, what do you think they're going to tell that kid? And I bet that kid's not even going to be able to speak without like someone saying like, or imagine he's probably trying to study or take a test and they show him a video of his mom getting railed, So it's like, we still haven't all these girls that have OnlyFans right now, when their kids, when their family goes to school, like when they're little growing up, the bullying, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we still haven't experienced that side of it.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, we are not against it at all. Like I'm literally for them. Like get your bag, sis. I love that for you. But we're just talking in our point of view. Like personally, we would never do it and we would never support each other doing that. But if you do it, we're like, girl.
Yeah.
Like,
but just make sure you're like, don't go in at it like 97%, 98%. You have to go in at 100 and make sure que te valga madre todo, like whatever people think, whatever people will say about you. Like,
yeah, because at the end of the day, it's your life, and nobody's going to tell you how to live it. And we're just here telling you from our point of view, what we think.
Yeah. That was a very long answer to porn is bad.
Because it's a very, I would say it's a very deep question in a sense, because
I feel like up until now, porn's been like this, funny, you just watch it. But now it's deep. It's having really bad consequences on our young men.
Especially, and it's because we personally have never experienced someone being addicted to porn, or we don't know, like, we don't know what that's like. Because Jonathan and I think.
No, I do.
Yeah, but I feel like me and you, since we don't have addictive personalities, I'd say that we do not know the struggles of addiction. So we're only talking from this point of view. So it's scary because there's a lot of people that are addicted. So just in case, girl, talk to him before he gets addicted. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, talk to him.
Okay. Ooh, this one's good. Hi guys, my husband of 5 years plays in a grupo. He plays every weekend, and I didn't know he left to play until after we had our son. No, hombre, muchacha. They call you before they put a baby in you. Just kidding. I would have never married un músico. Damn. I stay home with our 2-year-old when he plays. I don't often go to the tocadas because of our son. I've tried to be supportive, but I've caught him in lies. Tocadas finish at a certain time, and he gets home 2 to 3 hours later. I asked him where he was, and he says, oh, just stay talking to the guys del grupo or waiting to get paid. It still sucks even now that he shares his location and just plays and leaves right away. I'm miserable being home wondering if he's around girls. I go out too, but I feel like a single mom and I hate it. I've come to the point where I told him I don't want him to play anymore. He says he's doing everything to earn my trust and wants to keep playing, but if it came down to it, he'll stop. He's not taking me serious though. He thinks I'm not going to leave him. So either he keeps playing and I'm miserable, or he stops playing and he's miserable. I don't know what else we can do. I've tried everything. Any advice I'll take. Love you guys.
Damn.
This is really like,
this one's hard.
Yeah, it is, because it's hard. Like, we know we have a friend that's a músico, and even then, like, whether their wife is supportive or not, like, it still takes a toll on them, you know, because they're gone all weekend basically playing. And I think the part where you're like, oh, he stays like talking to the guys, it's funny because, or waiting to get paid, because I don't think we ever told this story about our baby shower. So basically we were in the middle of nowhere, guys. We're like at a rancho vibes. And so I was trying to play the grupo that played for us, and I couldn't log into Zelle. Like, Zelle was not working. So then I remember one of the players was like, because they were already like packing up, ready to go, and it was already midnight. So I was like, it's not working. Like, do you trust me? Like, I can pay you tomorrow, or like, what do we do? And they were just there. Like, literally every single one of the players was trying to log into their Zelle to make sure that I wasn't lying. Obviously, they weren't saying it like that, but I knew it was like that. And then one guy like showed me his bank account. He's like, look, it locked me in. And then on top, I was like, yes, but look at what it says at the top. It says Zelle's not working right now, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, oh, he's like, okay. And so I was like, okay, if you guys want, like, just follow me to our house and I'll pay you because I have cash at the house.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay. He's like, I will follow you. He's like, at least half para las cocas. I was like, okay, fuck it. So we all, like, everyone packed up. They obviously had to wait till we were all done cleaning, and everyone packed up, went to the house, which was still like, what, 20-minute drive, do you think? And then I still went upstairs, and I still, like, I was getting everything. And then our friends started like, oh no, like, otra hora aquí en la casa, like, so by the end of it, they probably ended up going home like at 1:32, you know? So in that sense, like, I understand that maybe they do stay and talk, or they do have to wait to get paid because there's things that can go wrong here and there. And the way that you said it also, you never said like he's ever lied to you about being with girls, or you've never had an incident where you're insecure
and he has his
about
location
him.
share.
And he has his location share. And she said that now he comes home right after.
Yeah.
So
yeah, girl, come on, no te pases. Maybe you were expecting us to be like, yeah, girl, or whatever, but like he looks like he's really trying.
And I think also because we do have friends that are músicos, you know, and we
and
know
they make
like
it work.
Yeah, and they're genuine and stuff, and we understand it's hard, but como dicen, a marriage is a compromise. So if, like you said, if he stops playing, you're not gonna be miserable anymore, but he's gonna be miserable.
Yeah, because it's something he loves.
Exactly.
Like músicos love music and they love to be around it. So like, imagine taking that from a guy, you know, that's kind of miserable.
And I think that there's things that you could do to make it work out. Like, obviously, you have a 2-year-old son. Don't go to all of his tocadas. That's not what I'm saying. But do something that's going to make it work for you. Yeah. You know, like, also when the guys are playing, I know that your mind probably, you're overthinking. You're like, oh, the girls are probably up there with him. He's dancing. Just have that trust in your man. You know, like, I think this is where it's testing your relationship a little bit. So if he has not given you a reason to not trust him, and he's doing everything to make it work, I think you should kind of try to compromise with him. Because
y también la conciencia, like, you know, when they say, like, ¿cómo traerás la conciencia? Like, she says that she still goes out, too. Yeah. So, like, for
but
him...
she feels like a single mom, she says. So she goes out with the baby.
Oh, with the baby. I thought by herself.
Yeah, and I think that's
because she's like, I go out, too.
No, I think that's part of why she feels the way she does. Because she feels like a single mom. And it sucks. Like, they're gone, Friday, Saturday, and sometimes Sunday, too. So I think, like, if there's ways you guys can work it out, or even... I know maybe this is a lot to ask for, but be like, oh, can you just take a couple weekends off during the year?
So but at the end of the day, babe, también, you got to think about it. How long has he been doing this? Because when a kid comes into the picture, that's your new priority.
Well, like, she said that she didn't even find out that he loved it until after they had their son.
So, which is weird. But what I'm saying is, like, say they dated for a long time or a while, you know, before the baby, and he got to play all those years. Okay, she let you enjoy something, but now you're a dad.
That's true.
And that's now you got to put your baby's gonna grow up without her dad on the weekends. I'm sure he has a normal job during the week, so now he's gone during the week in the mornings and then also at night on the weekends. So it's like, okay, we get you're a músico, but maybe you can substitute, like, hey, my group doesn't have a drummer this week, out of like once a month or once every 2 months. That's because true. Once you're a dad, I would love Franco enough to leave whatever was time taxing like that, you know.
And even I think another sense, because obviously I'm talking about a perspective, like an overall perspective, but in my case, let me put it a little bit. If you were a músico, yeah, exactly. I believe, because I know how you are and who you are, that you would genuinely quit. Like, you'd be like, I'm a substitute. Like, I'm done fucking with this.
I literally get sad when you go to Target with your mom and Franco and, like, I don't go.
I know.
And I'm like, oh, like, literally, she'll open the garage, I'll hear it, and I go and grab him from the seat.
Or even, like, if you miss one day of the week to shower him, you're like, fuck, like you know. So that's why, if you're asking me personally, like, it would hurt me, you know. I'd be like, let's work this out in a way where it doesn't hurt you too much. But I mean, it's hard. Like, fuck me, like the baby.
Like, go slowly. You don't gotta do cold turkey. Salte del grupo, yeah. Okay, no, like, you know, find a replacement. Tell that replacement, like, hey man, can I still get once a month? Can I get in? And then slowly, you know, because I mean, like with a baby, I'm sure he had his single years. He had his years when maybe it was just you and.
But I mean, and obviously, you guys still need time for yourselves and to do things that you love with passion. So, if that were to happen, like that would be a good strategy, just to be a substitute or to play once a month. That's really good. Yeah, girl. And I'm just here to tell you, like, whatever you're feeling, it's valid. Because I would hate to have you not home. Like you leave once on Wednesdays, on Wednesday nights, and I'm like, what are we gonna do? You know, because we have a routine that we if we don't stick to it, it feels off. You know. Yeah. And Franco literally can't sleep if you're not in the bed. So what am I gonna do? Yeah. Okay, let's see. What's next?
I have one off the top of my head. It's kind of funny.
Okay, go.
I don't know if she sent it to my Instagram or the Spill the Beans Instagram. Okay. I think it was Spill the Beans, but it's so stupid, but here it is. Okay. She basically said, because I'm probably not going to find it. It's been weeks. But she said, can you please read this on the podcast, blah, blah, blah. But like, I remember it because it's so funny. So it said, should I find it? Because I don't want to word it. Anyways, but she's like, I've been dating this guy, really like him, blah, blah, blah. But he has a really tiny wiener. So it's like, then I think the end was like, does like size matter or something like that? Like, no, should I let that like interfere with the relationship? Because she says like he's super nice or like treats her good, but like I guess the sex isn't good because it's like really, really small. Okay. So
what do you think? Does size matter?
I don't know. Does it?
Well, what can I say? I've literally been with you my whole life. But what I have heard, like on Call Her Daddy and stuff, from the queen herself, she's literally said like size does not matter. What you do with it is what matters, you know? Because, okay, like maybe TMI, but like coming from our experience, like I don't necessarily need you to be in me to like finish, you know? Like there's so many ways that you can go about it. And honestly, like I don't know how it would matter, you know? I don't.
Yeah, but you're also like, okay, I'm not gonna talk about myself, right? Like that's weird, but like there's things like I'm assuming this girl, there's like it's so fucking funny, but there's like, have you ever heard like of a micro penis? No. It's like the size of like your pinky or smaller. So there's like guys with like actual conditions like that. Oh. Okay. So maybe like let's just take into consideration like we're just really small, you know, whatever, you know.
I think even then, if you know how to work it, like it should be good, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not sure. No, but I think what I'm gonna say about it is that what I've obviously learned with you, man. It's like, I saw this really good quote. It said, "Fuck," it was really good, babe, because you always say it to me. No, you don't say it to me, but like I've learned to like pick up on cues. You know, it says, guys have sex when something, and then the other part is like, girls have sex. No, guys have sex when the I don't know, but then the other one's like, girls have sex when the emotions are right. Mm-hmm. So what I'm trying to say is that I've had friends, or I've known people, right? Like, or how do I word this without sounding like weird? Like, I've had friends where like they get broken up with, or they're having trouble in their relationship, or they simply get cheated on or broken up with, even though I know, well, according to them, they're a good size, right?
What? You guys talk about your size?
No, well, yeah, well, it's a guy thing, like a locker room type thing, right? Really? So then what I'm trying to say is that they get left, or the girl ends up finding someone else, and obviously I don't know that guy's dick, right? Mm-hmm. But what I'm trying to say is like, if I know this guy for sure has like, is like a good size, yet no matter how he probably did it to her every night, no matter how like his size, whatever, the girl still ended up like leaving him and is probably happier with this other guy who let's just say it's way smaller than the other. So what I'm trying to say is that no matter like how good looking, how like because it's weird. Like I've had friends who are like, dude, like I don't get it. Like I'm like basically hyping themselves up. Like I'm hot. Like I'm a good size. Like, and she still like doesn't want to do with me or doesn't want to do this. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, yeah. Then that's when I come in and I kind of sound like my dad. You know, always giving advice at work, and it's like, well, like, when's the last time you like bought her flowers? If she likes flowers, or when's the last time you took her on a date and stuff like that? Oh yeah, well, I didn't think, I just like, I'm like, well, dude, yeah, like, you think your girl wants to like always want to have sex with you? Like, no, like, it doesn't matter what size you are or whatever. So long story short, what I'm trying to say is that, like, yes, you're right. Like, it's what you do with it, but also like
how you do it.
It doesn't matter what, like, at the end of the day, I feel like it doesn't matter what size.
I
So
don't think
to answer
so.
this girl's question, like, damn, which is different? Like, maybe he's just not using it right, or maybe like,
Maybe he doesn't know how to use it, because I mean, how were we when we started? Like,
Yeah.
we don't know shit.
I didn't
you know?
even know where it went, guys. Like, for
Dude,
real.
no, seriously. Do
We
you
were like,
remember
babe,
the awkwardness?
We
babe?
were like, are you sure it's not going in? Like, why is it? Okay, that's too much TMI. But anyways, yeah, like, to answer this girl's question, what I like, let's go like, let's look at the long term, right?
Okay.
You leave this guy because he has a little wiener, and
But he's nice.
But
and
he's
all
nice. He
these
probably would have
things.
bought you a house, been a great dad. Like, we're looking a lot of years down the
Yeah.
road. And you leave him because you leave him for this guy that's like, maybe he's packing, he's super hot, he like, it feels good to have sex with him, and then so he starts to like go out with his friends drinking because he's confident that because he's packing, he goes and cheats on you with other girls, blah blah blah. So now 10 years with the small wiener guy, where you would have had like a happy house, happy home, you would have made it work with him, with regardless if it's with toys or with showing him how to do it. And now you got this guy that has like a big dick, but like he treats you like shit. You're not emotionally there. You're getting cheated on constantly. So it's like, what I'm trying to say.
And that's what I was about to say, is the thing with sex is that you can learn how to have it. It's
Yeah.
not like, oh, he doesn't know, like, let's get the other one, With sex, you learn how to have it, and you have to learn your partner's needs and wants, you know? So personally, for me, I don't think that it would ever be a deal breaker. For especially if like, oh, he's nice, he's a wonderful guy, he does this and that, then I was like, we can fix that, baby, like, you don't have to.
It's easy to fix that and not
Yes.
fix like actual how they are,
Exactly.
like, what if they're like psychopaths, or they can't stay in a one monogamous relationship, they got to constantly cheat on you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's harder to change.
Yeah. So the good thing here, girl, is that you can definitely fix this. So we wouldn't, in our opinion, it doesn't matter, period. Yeah. And honestly, with my friends, like with all the girlfriends that I've had, that is so funny, babe, that you say that you guys talk about it in the locker room, because I don't think I've ever talked to my girlfriends about someone's dick size. Really? Like whether it's their boyfriend or you, or like, I've never.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
Hope not. That's weird. I mean, I'm sure other girls do.
I think what we talk about, we're always like, oh, like, do you guys like doing this and that, but it's never been like, oh, how big is it? I think that's kind of awkward for us, no? For like the girls, I don't know, but I've never been in an instance where I have to talk about a dick size with my friends.
So. Oh, okay.
Just in case you wanted to know, babe.
Guys don't really talk about that either.
You just said that you talk about your dick size.
No, I mean like girls. Like, we don't talk about girls.
Oh.
Like, that's why, like, when you're like, oh, guys. Oh, when you're like, why do girls have this is my number one pet peeve. It's like, why do the guys make their cars loud? We literally don't care about that. It's like, well, guess what, baby girl? We don't do it for you. Just like you guys probably think in the locker rooms we're talking about vaginas and boobs. No, we're literally talking about our own dicks, or showing each other off. Yeah.
Not you showing your dick to
So
your
like
friends.
It's like, we do it for ourselves too.
Wait, babe, was it you or was it one of our friends?
What?
Wait, I don't remember, because I don't know if it was someone telling us a story, or you were telling us a story when you were drunk and you guys were like, you're peeing next to someone, or someone was peeing next to someone, and that they looked over like, damn. ¿No te acuerdas? We were drunk.
No.
Yeah, it was so freaking funny.
Wrong guy.
No, I can't remember if it was you or one of our friends, but I remember we weren't drunk, but we were like pretty tipsy.
And he sat down because he was next to someone?
Yeah, because he like looked over.
Oh, I think it was one of our friends' friends.
Okay.
Because they were, I think I do remember the time.
It was like some sort of that topic, but it's like funny because you guys obviously in the urinals, you can see, right? If they
No, unless you like really look.
Okay.
But peripheral, like usually.
But like my question is, is it kind of like intimate or no? Like you don't care about showing your dick?
Not really. Like, for example, yoga, like that I've been going, all the dudes are naked. So then I'm like naked too because you don't want to be the only one with clothes.
True. Well, not in naked.
Well, I don't
in a
have to be
sense,
naked, like, because I don't shower there.
Mm-hmm.
But all the guys that shower, they
Oh, they're all naked? Oh, yeah. Same with the girls. And even then, I don't know why, but every time I walk in, and I'm like, oh, damn.
they're naked too.
Yeah. Todas las
It's
señoras.
just, it's like a, it's. I mean, obviously, like, I don't want to be stereotypical, but it's like a white people thing. So, like, the rec center también always, you know.
Yeah, and it's funny how we've never.
But like you talk to your, like, you go with your like Mexican friends, you're like, dude, well, that's so weird. Why do they do
yes,
that?
because I remember when we were younger and like I would go get ready at a friend's house, we'd always be like, okay, turn around, I'm gonna change.
Yeah.
But like with other friends that I've had, they're like, they just get naked in front of me. I'm like, whoa, girl, let me turn around. That's fucking crazy. Okay. Let's see. Hey guys, I'm 25 years old. I have a 4-year-old son and I've been with my husband for 6 years. I'm sure you guys are aware of postpartum depression. Well, I have it. I'm super insecure with myself and honestly, I don't love myself at all. My husband is the most hardworking, responsible, and ambitious male I know. Long story short, he has a history of cheating. While in our early 4-month stage of dating, he had a long distance relationship while being with me.
Damn.
I overcame that and I haven't experienced that again until I saw this on his phone and she sent screenshots.
Damn.
Baby. I saw that and I was furious. He knows about my insecurities because the first time I spoke to him about it was when I saw likes of videos and pictures of bikini girls on his TikTok. The second time was hearts on girls' pictures from his Facebook, girls I've never met. We had a discussion.
Cheating.
And thank you. And we spoke about it. He stopped, but then I saw that he started giving hearts to the same girl's Facebook stories. So he's out here like.
Yeah, he's out here trying to get something.
Yeah. Thinking that I wouldn't find out. I told him and it was the same words all over again. And now seeing that comment makes me lose respect for him. Y hasta hueva me da decirle lo mismo. I am so confused and need to hear you guys' point of view. He's a good guy and an amazing father. He was raised in Mexico, but I met him here in America. I know I'm not tripping. I will not tolerate disrespect. Do you consider this cheating? How would you feel? Or what would you do if you saw Jonathan do that or you vice versa? I really appreciate if you guys can share this in the next podcast.
How you asked me, do I consider this cheating?
Yeah.
How do you not consider it cheating? Like what? Like talk to me like if you were that girl, babe. Like
so hold on. It says in each she said every podcast has helped me in one way or another. I love you so much. We love you so much. So the screenshots that she sent it's a TikTok of a girl saying, you know, have you seen the ones like, oh, I can be your girlfriend, like rent me for $100, I'll go on a date with you. $200, I'll go meet your family, blah blah. So he commented on a girl's TikTok that said that, and he's like, and for $1,000, is it the whole package or no? Yeah. And then she was like, oh, haha. I'm sorry. The first thing of this is that he's hiding it from you. That already in itself is whatever your partner, because you know how they're like, we were just texting, like that's it. It's like you were hiding it from me, so you know it's not something good, so you're cheating on me. You know, like if I was hiding something from you, wouldn't you just consider that cheating, period, point blank? Even if I was just saying like, hey, like a quick question. So in that first sense, like it's already cheating overall, period. Now the fact that you already talked to him about, oh, I'm liking these TikToks. Okay, don't like them anymore. I'm liking these pictures. Don't like them anymore. But now he's going and liking the stories, girl. And commenting. That's going a whole half yard longer, you know? Yeah. I just feel like he's looking for a way to do it. And we're talking about...
he doesn't care anymore that she knows.
Yes.
Like, that's out the roof.
Yeah.
Like, when a guy cheats and he's hiding, it's because, like, oh, maybe he's like, well, I 100% don't want to leave my wife or girlfriend, but I want to have fun, whatever. That's still very bad. But now that he's blatantly commenting, like that's another level. Like doesn't that give you like an ick for your husband? Yeah. Like anda de desperate and like the perro like publicly. Like wouldn't that give you an ick about your own like spouse? You know,
knowing that he has a wife and a kid. Yeah. Like, and knowing that people can see that on his profile.
I don't know why guys from Mexico are like that though.
I don't either.
All the guys that are fresh off for like Mexico, like they're always so desperate and like, hola bebe or something, like you know those messages, like the typical Mexican dad messages. And
just putting this aside, like I think I've always had this, I wouldn't say it's trauma, but I'm like, in a sense, I've always told Jonathan like, okay, I'm so happy that you're an amazing father, that you're an amazing man, friend, brother, son. I'm happy, but if you're not being a good husband, like what, you know, like what, I'm not gonna stay just because you're a good dad. You know, like, thank God he deserves a good dad. But if you're not a good husband, like, I'm not going to stay. So the fact that you were like, he's an amazing father and he's an amazing, hardworking, ambitious male, like,
Doesn't
that all
matter.
of that goes out of the roof. Like if he's not being a good husband, then you're not going to be a good wife. I mean, you're not supposed to be a good wife and you just leave, you know? But in a sense where he's already cheating and like doing,
Like that's cheating. Like why? I've never gotten like the likes on that. Like you can enjoy. Let's just say it's a girl twerking or whatever, right? You can just, if you're a guy, just watch it and move on with your life. Like the fact that you're engaging with liking it and then following her
commenting,
and then
saving
commenting,
it.
like that's like so desperate and nasty. And it's like, oh my God.
And if you want to be for the streets, then go to the streets,
And go,
baby.
you know, make him like value you more. Like as a
Yeah.
girl, like how do you put up with that? Like respect yourself a little
You
bit
don't.
more, you know?
And even having a baby, like it's always how they say, if your baby has a happy mom, then that's all they need. They don't need a working mom, you know? So it's like if you're unhappy because he's doing all of this to you, like it doesn't matter that he's a good dad, because then you're not going to be there present for your baby when you have all of these things going in the back of your head, you know? So obviously we consider it cheating. And the one thing I want to say, guys, it's like, well, I've heard this a lot when I was in a toxic relationship with you, babe, back then. Every single time I would think about stuff, or like we would break up and I would go on YouTube and like hear breakup story times, whatever. The one thing that always popped out to me is when they would say, if you are questioning it, if you think that it's a red flag, or if you have to go and ask someone if it's a red flag, you already like know within yourself that it is. So you're just seeking validation from other people, but it already is, you know? If it's like, oh, if you ask God for a sign to break up with your boyfriend, that is the sign that you're asking for one, you know? So if you guys come and tell us like, do you think this is cheating? That's because you already know that it's cheating. And we're so like, we're happy to be here and tell you guys, yes, like that's cheating and your feelings are valid. And yeah, you know, like you're right in your feelings, you know, because I feel like a lot of people, even me, like you sometimes need validation, you know? So yeah, in our point of view, hiding anything from anyone, like from your spouse, is cheating, not from your boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
You agree with me?
I agree with you because I'm a simp. No, but yeah, like even when we were in a toxic relationship, like if they weren't like my friend from school or like they weren't posting their boyfriend, I wouldn't like it until either we were fighting or we had broken up that weekend. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like even when we first started dating, it's just like programmed in us. Like I didn't need you to tell me like stop liking that girl's picture. I'm like, okay, I have a girlfriend. If the girl doesn't have her boyfriend, her family, graduation, pregnancy, her dog,
it's your
or
friend
she's
that
like
you know,
a real friend from like she's in my classroom and she helped me with a problem, like I'm not gonna like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Till this day, guys, like I've said this before. Sometimes our influencer friends, you know, it's their life and they got to post some freaky picture sometimes. I'm not going to like it, you know. Yeah. I don't want my little name under Jonathan their butt Flores. Cheek, you know, like Jonathan Flores and then butt cheeks. Like you pop off, girl. I love all my influencer, you know, friend girls, but I'm still not gonna like it. So why would I like someone that I'm not even?
And even if you did like it, like I understand, because they are, not only is she your friend as a babe, she's my friend, but no, like they're all our friends, you know, like we're all close to all of them. So in a sense, like that makes sense. But if you're over here liking a random girl's thing, or even I feel like a lot of girls are insecure about the people that their man follows, even though I'm not insecure in that sense, but it is kind of like icky, you know. It's like, why do you follow all of these sports models or all of these girls that post bikini pictures?
Wait, sports models? Like maybe no, I don't follow anyone, but like sports is different because like maybe they're genuinely like the GOAT in the sport, you know?
No, I meant not sports models, like the girls that post pictures and like you know, like the tiny little, they're not athletes.
They're not athletes.
They're just models.
Yeah, like why follow?
Yeah.
Unless you're a single guy, like once you're single, you can do whatever you want, right? But guys that are in relationships that, for example, follow the classic, right? The one that always gets all Mexican dudes in trouble, like Jaylene Ojeda, right? Like that girl, I kid you not, guys, have gotten like at least 3 guys I know in trouble. And it's like, why do you follow her? Do you think that it's going to say, I'm going to make up a name, Juan Lopez liked it. You think Jaylene's going to reach out to you, bro? Or you think that she's going to say, oh my God, he liked, dude, no, like that's how she makes her money. Like she would never like pelarte, like not to be mean, but unless you're William Levy, Jaylene, nunca te va a pelar. So why do you give her that attention, especially if you have a girlfriend, you know? Like that's kind of icky. That gives me like. Yeah,
that gives me an ick too. That is icky for your, and I think one thing that you could kind of say is like, if you say in a sense where your husband's like machista and he doesn't let you post bikini pictures, but he's over here following girls that post bikini pictures, you know? So it's like, don't be a hypocrite either, you know? So that's another way of seeing it too. Just tell him that. Be like, well, then I'm gonna start posting pictures like that so you can like my pictures.
Or you start liking guys with six packs.
Yeah, and follow them.
Okay, and then comment on their TikToks. Be like, you know, those guys that put like, oh, si está soltera, like comment. You know, you comment that shit too, like hard eyes and all that.
Hell yeah.
Make sure he sees that. Mm-hmm. Started OnlyFans.
Sometimes, obviously, we know leaving isn't the answer. Leaving isn't the easiest thing to do. So sometimes you just gotta give them a taste of their own medicine. Yeah. And if they feel disrespected, then be like, "That's how I felt this whole time. So let's sit down and talk about it." Yeah. You know, sometimes because marriage is hard, guys, and you have to go through some tough discussions to get through it. So if that has to be one, then it has to be.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. But
common sense. I wish common sense was a more common thing. In the world, but I guess not.
I think social media is just tricky in that sense because you leave tracks to everything. Oh my god, babe, do you remember when the trend was like go to your you can go on Instagram, there's a feature where you can go and see the links that you've clicked. And do you remember, because this was 2 years ago, I think, but do you remember how many people got in trouble with that?
Yeah. You did it to me, right?
Yeah, I did. I was like, what is this guy you know? But a lot, guys, there were so many guys that I know that literally had OnlyFans links in the link history. I'm like, ay, Dios mío, ¿por qué haces esto? Like, I feel in this day and age, you have to know that everything you do on social media leaves a track, like there's everything. Whatever you do, it can be found out by anyone, you know? So it's like, damn, these guys. And that's what I was gonna say with this girl. It's like, he obviously doesn't care that you know anymore. And a guy that at least respects you and loves you and cares for you, like, don't you think they will try to hide it a little bit?
Hide it? Be like, I still love my wife, but I'm a horn dog.
Yeah.
Or like, this is my type, so that's why I'm commenting. You know?
Yeah, like, hide it at least. Have this decency for me not to find out, you know? But no, like, he's literally doing it, doesn't care. Maybe he thinks that he's hiding it, like, liking the stories, but...
Because he's from Mexico, he doesn't know.
Yeah, and plus FBI agents, girl, like, we got it, you know? Like, we know how to look for stuff.
Yeah, because the fact that you found his comment on a random girl. Yeah. Maybe not random because she replied. And usually those big girls, they're not replying to everyone, you know.
And you know another thing too is that that's true. She wasn't even like popular because she replied to him.
She replied.
Oh my god. But another thing too is that if you feel the need, and this doesn't go for everybody, but in a small spectrum, if you find the need to go through your husband's phone, then there's something there, you know, because people are always like, don't go through your husband's phone because you're gonna find something you don't like. But it's like, if you don't have the need to, then you should, like, there's obviously trust, there's not insecurities, but if you feel the need to go through the phone and then you get sick to your stomach while going through the phone, like, that's icky. You know, that's crazy. I don't remember the last time I've gone through your phone, babe. Do you remember the last time?
I go through my phone every freaking night.
Every night when you
because I can sleep through a train. Nah, I'm kidding. But.
Yeah, I think the last time I went through your phone was probably when we were in high school. No, a year after we graduated, probably. But that's
you sure it wasn't last week, babe?
Yeah.
I had some stuff opened up.
It's some weird tabs, weird apps. Yeah, I haven't been through. So it's like, yeah, if you feel the need, that's a red flag too.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. These guys are ruthless now. They don't give a flying F about nothing.
I just think that, like, the world is too short. Like, if for that guy, like, you know, maybe your wife you don't see her like that anymore, but, like, you know.
Then leave.
Because Blanca still sometimes holds my hands, and I still, you know, I get excited down there. So, yeah. And that's 8 years later. So, like, what would you be thinking about doing stuff to other girls, you know?
Yeah. And like Jonathan said, this world is too big and life is too short, girl. Like, you do not have to put up with this shit. Mm-hmm. You cannot be unhappy for
especially with a baby. Like, he's gonna grow up, or she, and they're gonna see, like,
right.
You know, you don't want a dad.
That baby, but that baby deserves to have a good dad. So by all means, if he's good, perfect. Like, that's perfectly fine for the baby, not for you. You're not gonna stay because he's a good dad, but he's cheating on you. You know, that's just how we see it. But let us know. Let us know. Please update us and let us know what you think about this.
Yeah, guys, let us know.
All right, guys. Well, that was it for today's podcast. Always remember, spillitbeansjj@gmail.com. If you have a question that you just want to ask and you really want us to answer, send it there. But on our Instagram, honestly, our family's pretty small over there. So we will see your messages, your comments. So follow us on Instagram. Follow us on all of our separate channels. And don't forget that this episode goes live on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and everywhere else audibly on Thursday.
On Thursday,
Baby. And then on Friday, you guys can come see what our outfits of the day were.
And then comment either for the giveaways we do or comment like blah, 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 blah. Let us know, guys. Let us know in the comments if you've experienced any of these stories, you know?
Please tell us if you think that watching porn is cheating, or what else did we talk about?
If size matters. If your boyfriend played in a group. No, if he had like a passion. Like, would you compromise or would you kind of tell him to stop?
Yes. Oh, my God. Please let us know, because we don't want to be alone here tampoco talking out of our ass, you know. We want to see if other people think the way that we think, too.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, that's it for today's podcast. I hope you have a very happy Thursday and Friday, and we'll see you next week.
Later.